Sweet. I think that's gonna clone it, and then we could just go pull from that.
And to give a little context, you are not a coder and you do not have a background in software engineering, right?
Oh yeah, correct.
When was the first
Not
time
a
you
coder.
opened up a code editor like this?
Like this, probably this year, like within the last few months. And this is the type of thing where I would like open it and change like a single line of code and then jump out. The main thing I would even dive into the HTML code was to change the color of the loading screen. And I would literally like open it in the code editor, search for the background color, change the number of the color to the one I wanted, save the project, and get out. But my formal knowledge of coding, you know, whether it's like JavaScript, HTML, the whole 10, it's very minimal. I much prefer like visual coding. Like I did all of my development in Godot and programs like that, just because the visual side helps my brain connect it. I'm used to like Blender and animating and things like that. So I was always too intimidated to dive into like full coder mode or try to teach myself that. But Cursor has been like the perfect alley-oop, because it's like I don't understand the formatting and things like that, but because of these like couple years of game dev experience or even the stuff we've worked on, I feel like I can understand the coding process or like how to break a problem down and like follow it in these steps. And before I didn't have the formal knowledge, how to format it, how to write it like that. But now I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It's just a matter of like, what's the order of events to make this happen, you know?
And a year ago, you and I were working together in a capacity.
Yeah, you're muted on that side.
And a year ago, you and I were working in a capacity such that you're still cloning, right? It's okay that we yap for a little bit?
Yeah. Definitely. 70%.
Okay. A year ago, when you and I would work together, the main way we could progress technologically was for the dev, aka me, to be making code updates, and for you to have a vision. And our iteration process was you had an idea, you would send me the idea would get put into a backlog. Whenever I could prioritize it, I would do it, and I would do it. And you kind of have to wait around for whenever I'm available to implement those changes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas now you actively have code that you are building and you've got your own portfolio site, and I see you posting on Twitter of like, we've updated the site with this thing, and it seems like you run without me and, as far as I know, any other dev on your team. So in the past year, a lot's changed. Is that because you've been coding every single day? And practicing?
Yeah, a little bit. It's the practice from the engine, and then like Cursor was just the connector piece, because it's like I don't need to know the ins and out of the formatting or those things. I just need to understand the process, and I think that's like where, you know, all that knowledge of understanding the process just came. Now I have a place to put it all. So instead of me bugging Sweets all day for updates, I could just bug my AI all day for updates. And it's like, It's a beautiful process.
So you've been seeing the tool just getting drastically better over the past.
Yeah.
When does it feel like it's actually changed for you or clicked such that you can run without needing me to do the code updates?
Okay, well, last time, like, I don't know, I've only updated once, and that was this last one where they, like, increased the composer and, like, let you run things in terminal and those. And that's just, like, help. Like, that just makes life easier. But I feel like the version before that I was running on still, like, it didn't have those, like, quality of life things, but it still gave me everything I needed. Like, it's just a matter of, like, I feel like the problems I run into are like self-made problems. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to connect the puzzle pieces in the wrong order. And it's like, I might have to ground zero it and connect it in a different order. But it's like everything, I haven't run into anything that hasn't been like solvable, you know?
Mm-hmm. Thinking fast and slow, breaking it down into step by step, I agree. Putting the puzzle pieces in the wrong order or in a different order, there are often more efficient manners, and the chat helps to reveal it. You've got the code base downloaded now. When you start in a project, for me to understand what your usual process is, how would you get started into building out the two tasks that we've defined of mobile optimization and credit card purchases?
Yeah, I don't know from this project. So like normally when I start, I always do like a React app. So I do like npx create like React app, name the app, you know, run that, it'll create it. Then I'll do like cd, the name of the app, npm start, and then that'll give me the default screen of a React app going on,
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I'll just come in here, and that's where I'll just start going crazy with Composer. It's like, telling it what to do and building that app from that foundation. So starting with a new code base and things like this, I don't even know where I would start, to be honest. How would I start running the app or those kind of things based off, I don't know what the foundation was,
It sounds like you're used to building an app from greenfield project. Nothing exists. You're starting it from scratch. This is the first time where you're cloning a project from GitHub and you're starting off of existing work, right?
Correct.
Okay. My first step in this is to always open up the normal chat tab and then say, hey, can you please tell me about this code base?
Oh, that's actually really smart.
Mm-hmm. And did you do enter normally or did you do command enter?
No, I did enter normally. What does a
command
enter do?
Can you click back into that input?
Mm-hmm.
And now do you see on the bottom right corner where it says code bases command enter?
Yeah.
Run that.
Oh, so does that actually go through?
Look, now it's reading all
side?
the files, and now it's going to go through all the files for you, and then it'll respond in that context.
Thank you for that. That's actually a game changer. I was probably going over hills for that. I would bring in the files that I needed specifically, but that just does everything out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, cool. So we got a Next.js, TypeScript, Tailwind, Privy, Firebase. Cool. This is looking like the right project?
Yeah. The project you want to modify is the performers, right?
Yeah. Because I think I cloned yours. I probably should double check that. But I definitely pulled from my...
Nine months ago, 4 months ago. Sounds right. Looks like the last changes were sprite sheet changes. That sounds right. Back in August.
All right, cool. We should be locked in.
Yeah. So after you got that response, what questions did you have? Or where do you think the next step is?
The next step is probably my brain wants to launch the app to make sure we're up and running, and then to try to make the changes from there.
Agreed. So why don't we ask how do I run this app? Or yeah, actually, at this point we can get started with the composer. So go ahead and open up or run this command. Let's run this one more, and then we'll shift over into the composer.
See, yeah. Thank you. This npmi.
Yep, that's a great place to start.
Cool.
And now we'll need an env file with those variables.
Is that already in the project? Do we have to create that one?
It's not. Let's okay, so at this point we have to start creating files. So let's now shift over into the composer. Let's crash your npmi. Do command C, or yeah, that'll work. And so we had just done the structure where you were just going down is what I have been doing and what you have been doing and what every other coder has been doing for the past 6 months. Ask it to tell me about the code base. I'll open up my terminal, I'll run npmi, I'll have it tell me the steps, and I'll kind of read its instructions, and I'll follow the instructions and execute them on my own. As of last week, they gave us Composer with that agent mode, and so now we can kind of it allows me to just lift up my hands and just do Command Enter. And so your goal is launch the app. So give it the same command of please run this new app I just cloned. And you'll toggle it over to agent mode and then hit enter.
Oh, interesting.
Now it does the same thing, gets up to date, understands the project, opens the package.json where it's going to tell you everything. It says, okay, we're missing an env. It's reading the env example. Now it has not created it yet. Now all that you do is command enter. It even knows that we want to use yarn, which is perfect. That's a note I wanted to tell you. Look, you don't have yarn. It's going to automatically install yarn for you. Command enter.
That's wild.
This is what you and I would have gone back and forth for a while to get you to understand what is yarn, yada, yada, yada. You need to type in your password for this. So whatever your password is to log in, you'll need to type that in into the terminal that it's got right there if you're able to. Sweets, cut this out of the video. Sweets, cut. I actually have no idea what you typed in there. But so usually.
Yeah, no, you're good. It covered it, and it's a throwaway password anyways. You're solid.
So usually you and I would be going back and forth. What is yarn? You gotta go and install it. But now you and I can yap, and it's running through, installing it, debugging itself, hitting the error. You and I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, this is a game changer. I have not used the agent mode yet. It's almost like, it's overwhelming. Like you said, you do all the work, you handle it. We'll just keep the brain power funneling into that, but we don't have to worry about any of the nitty gritty.
And so where I actually start, while it's doing its thing, can you right click on the left tab and create a new file called instructions.md?
In this one?
Yeah, yep, there you go. New file, instructions.md. And once you're done, it's got a new command that it's waiting for.
.env?
.md, markdown. Instructions.md is in markdown. Perfect. Do hashtag instructions at the top of this file. And then we'll save that and we'll go back to the agent. And put a space between the hashtag and the instructions, I'm sorry. Perfect.
Cool.
Okay.
Saved. Alright, run this, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Now we can start the development server. Cool.
Okay, let's check it out on localhost.
So what is Yarn, just in layman's terms?
Yarn is a different package manager. So your normal Hello World out of the box that a new dev will install is NPM. NPM is great, but it is slow and inefficient, and it is kind of ossified. It was the first one, so it hardened and stopped changing. And so there are new package managers that are faster, more efficient, take up less space, like Yarn, PNPM, Bun, and other examples.
Love to hear it. Thank you.
How it knew to use Yarn is on the left side. There is no package-lock.json file. There is a yarn.lock file. And because there's a yarn.lock file, it knows that we are already using Yarn.
Yeah.
If there was a PNP lock file, then it would know that we were using PNPM. And if there was a Bun lock file, it would know we were using Bun. Those are advanced coding things that I've probably learned in the past 6 to 12 months. But now with Composer, we don't need to know. It thinks through those for us. It's already ready. Have you already opened up the local host 3000?
Oh, I have not. Let's get it.
Excellent. Okay, so now we have errors.
Nice.
I would just copy this error and give it to the composer and see what it tells us. Oh, it already knows it. It's already running and solving it without us telling it about it.
That's crazy.
Okay, and now it's gonna wait for you to fill in. Hey, I need these like actual env variables. So now check out what it gave you. Open up .env, and it should just be dummy variables in there.
.env. Boom.
It's empty.
Oh, cool.
So, and it
Nice.
actually
So
doesn't
this
look
is
like
all
it put the right ones in there. I think our env example might be incorrect. Would you mind opening up the env example that's right below it?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like our example's incorrect.
Yeah.
So that was my fault for giving it an incorrect example. Despite that, on the right side in the composer, it looks like it is giving you the actual environment variables we need.
Okay, so these go here basically.
Correct.
Oh.
And it's, yeah, I guess if you click on it, it's going to take you to wherever it found that referenced in the code base.
So should I just like replace these?
Yeah, why don't you just tell the composer, please update the .env with the actual. And if you're going to tag a file like that, do @env instead of .env like you did. And hit enter. That way we officially tag the file. Where's the privy one? It looks like it missed the privy one this time. So those are little things that you'll need to see. Like up there, it caught privy, and then in this next one, it did not. Oh, yes, it did.
Oh.
Go ahead and accept it.
Let's go. Have faith in the agent.
I do. It gets smarter and smarter. It really has progressed past my capabilities.
Yeah, it's crazy. Cool. So we just fill these in then?
We need to fill these in. So we'll cut the video here while we go and get these actually env variables.
All right, perfect.
Actually, if you just stop sharing, I can talk. Yeah, I'll cut the video here. Note to self to cut the video here, and you and I. That way you can share, and I can keep talking you through it.
Okay, cool.
Do you have access to the Vercel or no?
The Vercel? I don't think so.
I don't think you do either. Let me just send you the variables that I have locally. Let's see, projects. Where were you and I working? Maybe inside of SyncStream? No, maybe inside of Zora? Yep, there it is, the circus. Cursor / and my env. Here's what I have in my env. I'll send it to you on Slack.
Thank you. Cool. All right, just tell the agent.
In this case, I would just paste it into the env file.
Oh, okay. Let me get this out of here.
Save that and close it.
Cool. Perfect.
I'll delete the message from the Slack chat.
Can I update this one with my Privy API? Or you think we should wait till later to do that?
Yeah, do it. You have your own. Go ahead and throw that in there now.
Yeah, that's the one I've been using for the arcade.
Yes, please. That's a great idea.
Alright, cool. Should be good.
Yeah, let's make sure we close anything with private keys, and then I'll signal to myself that this is where we'll clip the other side. Good?
Alright, should be good.
Clear. Clip it here. Are we still running? There we go. Now it's running locally.
So, yep, we're running locally. Put it here. It looks like the most recent updates. We cut that beginning page out. Looks like we're cooking. Cool. So now we're up and running. It seems like we're back to functional. There's no email though. Maybe that's a setting thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it looks like it's there. Would you like to start with that?
Yeah, that seems very smart. Let's do that.
Okay. Let's go over to our instructions file. And inside of here, do a new line and let's list out our goals for today. So type goals and then do just like it's doing, hit tab to autocomplete, and then you can change those goals to what our goals are.
Oh, thank you. Cool. I think that's the big ones.
Okay. So those are our high level goals. After that, I'll do steps. So do a new line after line 6 and then do another hashtag and then say steps. And now do number 1. So now we'll start to break down your goal. Email login with Privy. We want to update the current Privy login to allow email.
Cool.
Anything else you think that we need in that first one? Or should we just get started with talking about the mobile UI optimized, breaking that one down?
No, that should be the preview one seems like the easiest fix of them all. Let's dive into the UI.
So from what I do is I type in, okay, here's the high level human readable goals that I probably told Sid or Isaiah or Latasha or whatever musician I'm working with. This is probably what we're focused on. Now I break down the steps. Let's take those high level goals, and if we can define it into like smaller steps, let's define it a little bit more to give it a little bit more guidance. So you say we're good on the first one.
Right.
Can you do the same thing for the next two?
I see. So mobile UI. What would be the steps of optimizing this?
What can you be more specific about what you want optimized? What is it not working right now on mobile?
It just does not work on mobile currently. Let me test it real quick. I haven't checked in a while.
So start with that. It does not work on mobile currently. But the more specific of instructions we can give it, the more likely it's going to be the correct order of the puzzle pieces that we need to put it in.
Okay. Fix that. Yeah, thanks. I nailed it.
Right.
Okay, let me see. Does it work this way? Yeah, so it does not work horizontal or vertical.
What does not work mean?
Oh, like it's just busted.
Busted meaning the text is bigger than you expect it to be?
So the book is almost okay. The book
Tell it
UI
that. The book is okay.
Fine. None of the okay here. So
new line 2. The book UI is fine.
buttons are missing. Text is misaligned. All right, I think those are the big ones.
Those are the big ones for now?
Yeah. The privy, when you hit the mint button, it's not in the right place, but the privy login looks really good. Everything else is pretty rough.
Okay.
So I think that's it for that one. And then we got steps for credit card checkout. Would that be... At which part of the process would this get added? Is this...
Correct.
I'm guessing after privy login?
Great.
In between the privy and the mint?
Type that in, where this will go in X part of the current experience.
Cool.
Maybe on what click? On click of what will open up the credit card? Or does a new button need to get added to do credit card?
Possibly. I think after mint button, log in, and then present checkout options, I guess. because maybe there is a new button that needs to be added.
Sounds like a new pop-up that has either
click,
buy with crypto or buy with credit card.
Yeah, like Mint. Type in your login information, and then so maybe new pop-up.
It's up to you. Personally, the preference that I lean towards, it seems like your next goal is to figure out what they want to buy with. And right now you are leaning towards presenting that as an additional part of that experience that they physically need to think through. This is a fork, which path do I choose, right?
Right. Maybe it's like Mint, it pops up like credit card or crypto, you choose which one, and it takes you down the path.
You could do that. The path I have been leaning towards is if they sign in with email, they most likely don't have any crypto, so showing them buy with crypto is probably not helpful for them, and we should assume...
Redundant, yeah.
We should just assume that they're going to use credit card. If they log in with wallet,
right.
we know what their wallet is, we know what their balance is. Do they have enough money to even buy with crypto? If no, why would we show them the buy with crypto option? Let's just default to credit card. If they have connected with wallet and we know that they do have enough, maybe we show them that option, or maybe we just assume that they're going to buy with crypto, and only in that option we do crypto. And in this case, if we just think down the different paths, maybe we don't even need the new pop-up, and we can just show whichever one based off of the experiences we predict. However, I don't want to discredit your thought of explicit, so that's kind of the thinking design-wise. Do we want...
That's a perfect, streamline it for the customer at the end of the day. In fact, that's like the most seamless experience. I'm totally on board for that.
Each additional click or each additional decision is one more point of friction that's going to prevent them from putting in their credit card. Make it easier for them to smash the buy button.
Cool. Something like that.
Can you change crypto to ETH so we can be more specific about what token it's going to look for in their wallet?
Perfect.
And can we specify what technology you would like to use for credit card purchase so that it knows what documentation to look at?
Copy. Any recommendations? Is this a Crossmint thing?
I think Crossmint's the best option. The easiest option.
Check out with the credit card.
I would make Crossmint its own step, and I would make it step 1. Please, install Crossmint or set up... Yeah, install credit card to there you go. The more simple each step is, the higher the likelihood that it gets accomplished correctly by the AI. The more we add in commas and extend a step, the more likelihood that it's going to hallucinate.
Smart. This is a smart workflow for it, because then it's just streamlining your conversations with AI the whole time.
Let's give each step a little bit more breathing room and add on your labels. So after each of your hashtags, do a new empty line. After instructions, empty line. After the final goals, empty line. After each steps, empty line. There you go. Yep. Yeah.
You think each one of these two?
No, after number 4, I don't think you... Well, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to give it... Yep, that looks perfect. That's what I was expecting. And now can you copy each of your goals and put them beside the steps their respective steps? Lines 3 to 5. Copy, and then beside each of the steps do hyphen and then paste it. Okay.
Cool.
Are we all set up now? We're running. We've defined all of our instructions. Our current step is to put ourselves in the correct position such that every step for the rest of our conversation is easy. Do you feel that we are properly positioned in having defined the end destination of where you want to arrive in this pair programming session?
Yeah. No, this sounds great. I think this is a good plan of action.
Is today Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday for me. It's Tuesday for me, but it's Wednesday for you.
Okay. It is closed all day today, my dojo. Oh well, I'll be sitting out front. Cool. So we've now got everything defined. Now, Let me review if I think anything. So you've got mobile UI, doesn't work, fix that. Book OK's UI, buttons are out of place, text missized. Missized or misaligned, is it always too big or too small, or does it depend on the text?
It's none of it's in the right space.
Is it always too large or always too small, or is sometimes too small and sometimes too large, specifically sizing?
I think it's too large and vertical and too small and horizontal.
Instead of missized in point 4, text is too large on vertical and too small on horizontal, or however you phrased it.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And
That
the
felt
last
better.
thing I would do is I would go into the Crossmint, I would go into their docs and pick which implementation you would like. Can you open up Crossmint and go to their docs? Yep, developers documentation. And we want on the left side NFT checkout. That's it.
Better.
And there should be two different ways. We can either do, no, not this. We can either do no code or pay button or embedded checkout.
Insert a checkout on your site to complete our central. Probably pop up pay button.
See, that one will have that pop up like right there.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
It's like it'll be the equivalent to like a MetaMask pop up or something.
In that case, copy the link to this doc and let's specify in that step number 1 of credit card, use the pay button. Pay button and then paste the docs in there so that it has what you have copied. There you go. Okay, I think we're good to start now. Let's open a new composer. So in composer, click the plus button so that it does a new one. And now from here, say, read the instructions and tag at instructions instead of instructions. Read the instructions, summarize them to me, and think step by step on how you would implement, and think summarize them to me and talk me through how you will implement them before you get started.
Think about this step by step.
Talk me through how you would implement them.
Summarize this to me and
Perfect.
cool.
Agent mode.
So do you find? Oh, thank you. Do you find you have a higher success rate, like making it sort through it first instead of just having it go?
I try to move as slowly.
Like just to confirm.
The philosophy is slow is smooth, smooth is fast from the Marines. And measure twice, cut once from my dad.